Family, what? You and me will always be tight. Family every single day and night.
It can be hard, it can be so hard, but you gotta live right now. But I don't wanna cry, I don't wanna cry anymore. I wanna feel alive, I don't even wanna die anymore. Oh, I don't even wanna die anymore.
Welcome back to Mijah and Myda Plus Wig. And it's your girl back at it again in this beautiful outfit, this beautiful hair, and this lipstick, and these earrings, and this Air Force shirt. Bah, woo, ha. But basically, this is what it's like being a mental health technician in the United States Air Force. Again, my separation date is 17 Feb 2018. So that means you guys can comment whatever you want. You can ask me whatever you want because I'm separating and I am the unedited, raw truth. Okay, girl? So basically, like I've said before, I went into the military or the Air Force in basic training for 8 weeks, open general, which means I didn't know what job I was gonna get until I think the 7th week, where I had to write down 1 through 10. I only wrote 4 jobs down, and I got my job number 3, which was mental health. Okay, background. I wanted physical therapy, I wanted x-ray technician, or I wanted aerospace medicine. Okay, you feel me? But I didn't get it. Instead, I went in open and I got mental health, which is great because mental health is super important. It's in the medical field and I loved my job. I enjoyed it. I really did. Suicide rates are boom. They're skyrocketing. Do we put some facts in here? Okay, I'll probably put facts in the description box maybe. But I can put the number right here. Boom. Suicide hotline. Just in case for whoever needs it. Yeah. And if you ever want to talk, I'm here for you. I'm not a licensed counselor by any means or anything like that. But I did go through the training and I'm a human being. I'm a person. And I care about people's opinions and what they're going through. And yeah, I'm here for you guys. So my base specifically, in the base that I was at, we worked originally 7 to 4 and they changed it to 7 to 5. So you always have to be 15 minutes early in the Air Force. So we had to be at work at 6:45 until 5 p.m. unless we had to walk in and then stayed later. So 6:45, got to work, set everything up. By set everything up, that means log into your computers, pull up the patient list for the day. My base is ridiculously huge, so we can range from like 10 patients on a day where we have like trainings or something going on to like 50 patients in a day. And I don't know, some people might say that's a little bit, some people might say that's a lot. To us, that's a lot because our base was huge. So I think we had like 13 providers, so between psychologists, social workers, and psychiatrists. We had psychologists, social workers, and psychiatrists. Hi, boo-boo. And we had a whole bunch of listening people, which is mental health technicians. I think there were 7 of us, maybe 8 or 9, I don't know. I don't remember. Come here. So there was a whole, did you poop? Sure did. Mijah Myda Plus, when? We'll be right back. Okay, y'all. Sorry. Had to change, excuse me, her diaper. Okay, so again, 6:45 when we got there, we would set up within 15 minutes. So we pull up the patient list. We had 50. We have to pull up another, we had 2 screens, 2 monitors. So we'd have to pull up another thing and we have to check in each patient onto the computer so they can do, I guess, like screeners, per se. So yeah, so that's what we're doing for 15 minutes, checking all the patients. We had like filing cabinets. So we have to open all those for our providers. And for our providers, they all have their own little slot of like their patient list for the day. And they'll put like, it's a drop-off box. Like whatever they have that needs to be put up, they'll put up there. And then we take out each of our folders. So we do psychological testing, us technicians. We do psychological testing. We provide assessments for people. We see patients. We do our outreach, our prevention. It's a lot to a mental health technician. So 6:45 to 7, that's when we open our doors. Patients automatically come in and it's just non-stop from there. So we see patients, well, we check them in if we're working the front. We check them in. If somebody comes up to our desk saying, hey, I want to walk in, we'll check them in, sign them in. We'll have them go on our computers, fill out consent forms. And then whoever's available, they'll take them back into another room and then we'll sit down and we do a triage. And basically a triage is when we'll sit down, find out what brought them in today. Like, why are they coming into our clinic? Because if you're going to mental health, something obviously happened. Or you know, like something happened. If you want to go be seen by mental health or you think something's happened. So we'll sit down, we'll go over the consent forms, hey, this is our job. A triage is where we sit down and talk to you, and then once we're done, we'll brief our providers, and then you'll see our provider for a walk-in, and then if deemed necessary, we can send you to an inpatient facility if you needed that. And yeah, if you say anything in regards to harming yourself or harming anyone else, we have to report it to your command. If it's any violations to UCMJ, we'll have to report it as well. If you're saying anything in regards to excessive alcohol abuse or any drug or illegal use, we will send you to the ADAPT clinic. And if you say anything regarding if you say anything regarding physical, sexual, emotional, any sort of abuse regarding a spouse, child, or an elder, we will report it over to the Family Advocacy Clinic. Woo! That's our spiel. And within the mental health clinic, you have mental health, family advocacy, and ADAPT. And that's all in a mental health clinic. Family advocacy is where they do domestic violence. They do like counseling with parents. They do new parent support programs. So new moms, they'll help you out with that. They have classes. They have anger management classes, etc. Stuff like that is all family advocacy. Regarding ADAPT, it's the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention and Treatment. Basically exactly what that is. It's the drug abuse and alcohol program. If you come report that you think you're drinking too much, you just want help, we'll help you. If you get in alcohol-related incidents, so if you get a DUI, DWI, assault while drinking, anything like that, charged with anything, you will come into our clinic. And if you pop positive on drug tests, you'll come into our clinic. So that's all ADAPT. So that's all within our one clinic. And the mental health technician, if you're sitting in the front desk, you're controlling everything that's going on. You're seeing all the patients go to the family advocacy side, the ADAPT side, the mental health side. You are the filter system for all the patients. They come in, check in, and you filter them out where they need to go. You give them all the paperwork that they need. You have them all do their assessments. All of that stuff is your job, girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. So then you do the triages. We talked about when you're walking them in. If you have a psychiatrist, obviously psychiatrists are able to prescribe medications. So for those patients, you have to take their vitals, and that it includes their blood pressure, obviously their temperature, their pulse, and height, weight, whether they smoke. If they smoke, do they want to quit? What are they smoking? Is it chewing tobacco? Is it cigarettes? Is it cigars? Vape? How much? How often? If they're drinking, what is it? Is it beer? Is it hard liquor? Is it mixed drinks? Margaritas? Whatever, girl. How often? How many times a week, month, year, whatever? Would you like to quit? And then we input that into our computer system. We also do counseling. So when you're a mental health technician, what baby here? You want that? So with every career in the military, you do these things called CDCs, career development courses. So after you're done with basic training for your 8 weeks or 7 weeks, whatever it is now, you'll go to tech school. So I think mine was 3 months. So you're in tech school for your job. So that's basically like being in college, but 8 to 4. You're in school all day, all week, except for Saturday and Sunday, and you're learning your job specifically. So I was there for 3 months in San Antonio. Upon graduation, you go to your base. So here I am at my base. Now that I'm here, I know what I learned in tech school, but now you have CDCs. And CDCs can last from a month to a year, depending on what your job is and how many volumes of your CDC books there are. Ours had 4 volumes. I think you're supposed to take a month for each, I'm pretty sure, and then a month to study. If your supervisor is cool and will let you, they'll let you test out early, which would be amazing, because if you test out early, you can start school if that's what you want to do, or you just get it out the way. But anyways, so you do your CDCs, you learn your job, and then you can start training. So while you're doing your CDCs, you learn vitals, you learn how to do a triage, you're learning how to do psychological testing, how to read reports, putting out assessments, how to answer phone calls. And I know that sounds crazy, but mental health, if they're calling mental health, they're calling for a reason. They're either calling for their appointment, to check up on an appointment, to schedule an appointment, and you have to ask vital questions. Are you suicidal? Are you homicidal? If they say no, all right, we're gonna book you. If they say yes, oh, okay, where are you at right now? Can you come in for a clinic? Can I have a good contact number in case we disconnect? Do you have any weapons? Are you going to harm yourself right now? Do you have someone that can take you into our clinic right now? And if they're unsafe, hit somebody else. Hey man, call 911. You find out their address, and then you stay on the phone with them, and they'll have the police come over. So mental health is very serious. I would never take it lightly. It's a very important job. And I appreciate every psychologist, social worker, psychiatrist, mental health technician, behavioral technician, whatever, because the job is very serious. Don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not, because it is. Oh, so then you get your own patients. So after you're done like training or you're being trained up, you'll get your own patients. So, hey girl, here, you want some more? Here, mommy. I love the baby. Eat it, mama. Oh. Ooh. Your own patients. Okay, so you get your own patients. So they'll come in for their first appointment, which we call an intake. And that's where you'll take them back for a 180-minute session. In the beginning, you'll have a counselor sitting with you, probably a psychologist, the head psychologist, and you'll basically go through everything. You find out their background history, where they're from, when they joined the military, have they been deployed, do you have any alcoholics in the family, any substance users, etc. Why they come into the clinic, any marital issues, are they married, do they have kids, have they ever been married, etc. You just find out their life and you counsel them. So once you find that out, we actually, in mental health, we do. You'll have follow-up sessions, and if you're too new in training, they'll have you do follow-up sessions with the provider. So they'll do follow-up sessions with the provider, and then the provider will finish counseling, but you can sit in on the sessions. She's making so much noise. Hi. Yeah, and if you get a chance to go into ADAPT, I suggest it. It's extremely fun. You'll have ADAPT patients, so obviously your patients will come in. More than likely, the ADAPT patients aren't happy to be there, because 80% of the time they're being sent over to ADAPT because they had an alcohol-related incident or they popped positive on something. It's not because they wanted to be there. Now, there are people that wanted to be in the program to get further education and to help themselves, so that's we recommend that. That's our #1 recommendation. But obviously, this is real life. It doesn't happen. So your ADAPT patients are more aggressive. They don't really want to be there, whereas the mental health people, they're actually seeking help. They want to be there. But it's super fun being an ADAPT. We do these things called ADAPT group. So it's kind of like being an AA. So you sit at a table and you just ask them, hey, what's going on? How was your week? Do you have any cravings or urges? And it's just real life. It's just people that are either addicted to alcohol, or they're drinking excessively, or they're getting in trouble all the time, or they're fine, they want to quit, So ADAPT is fun. Regarding prevention and outreach and mental health, family advocacy, and ADAPT, we are out there all the time. You will always see the mental health technician faces, because they're trying to prevent. Whoa, Isa, careful. Wow, you got your food yourself. Here, baby. Because you're trying to avoid domestic violence, you're trying to avoid substance use, you're trying to avoid alcohol abuse, and here, and encourage people seeking out for help. So that's super fun. We do a lot of briefings. So if you're not good at public speaking, you're gonna become good at public speaking. If you're not, don't choose this career. I think that about wraps it up for mental health technician. If you have any questions for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section, DM me, whatever you gotta do, Snapchat me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Myda +1. Sorry I had to end this super fast, but Ace is getting fussy. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace.